Hi friends, welcome back. We're talking today about the area of a parallelogram, except a little bit challenging, a little bit extra challenging here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take a look at this parallelogram that I have here. Let me get in a little bit closer here so you can see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I called this a parallelogram, but I actually didn't mean that. I meant a rectangle. So this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So the area of this rectangle is 32 units, right? 8 times 4. Now I'm going to take this guy right here and I'm going to slide it over. And in fact, if I take this, now put it on the black so you can see a little bit better, if at all. Maybe on the white was a little bit better. Okay, so, but you can see that shape now that I had made there is a parallelogram. So it looks like this, right? So all I did was I took this and I went wink and I moved it over there. Notice I did not remove anything. So it was 32 units squared. It still is 32 units squared. What we did is we multiplied the top part by the height. Now what's vitally important here is that it makes a right angle. Your height and your base have to make a right angle. So the area of a parallelogram is the area equals base times height, and that's it, just like a rectangle, but it has to make that 90-degree angle. So don't be fooled when they give you the little slopey numbers. Okay, so what does that mean for our lesson today? All right, let's get these guys out of the way. We're going to talk about the parallel area of a parallelogram with corresponding parts. Move all that out of the way. All right, so here we go. We have a parallelogram right here. This is in green, this dashed bit, because I kind of wanted to show you how this works. So we want to find the area of the parallelogram, plus we want to find the length of DE. This is supposed to say E. My bad. So we want to find the length of DE. So looking at this parallelogram here, I want to say parallelogram one more time. Say it one more time. We have our base, which is 9.4, but we're missing that height there. So I'm going to put a big H for that height because we're missing that. Okay, well, that's too bad. So what I've done instead is I've taken this guy right here and I've moved it right over here. I just shifted it right over. But do you see this 9 inches? That I took that and I slid that down so it's right here. So that makes a 90-degree angle with this base over here, which is 13. So now I can find the area of A, B, C, D because it's 13 times 9. So the area equals 13 times 9. If I knew my 13 times 9, I don't know. I have been doing this forever and I still don't know. 117. So the area equals 117 inches squared. So the area of this parallelogram, and all I did was slide this down, is 117 degrees. Okay, well, looking at this now let's go at it from this angle. We know that this whole area is, so the area equals base times height. We know the area is 117 inches squared degrees. I don't know what I'm thinking. And then our base here is 9.4 multiplied by h, our height, which we don't know. And now we just have a simple equation to solve. 9.4 times h, the opposite of multiply is divide. Divide by 9.4, divide by 9.4, and we get h equals 117 divided by 9.4. It gives us 12.45 if we're going to round it. 12.45. So our height is approximately 12.45. So the way that we did this is we first used other parts, corresponding parts, if you will, of other shapes to figure out our area. And then once we know our area, we worked backwards to figure out the height or the base or whatever we need. So let's look at example number 2 here. Here's the original equation or the original parallelogram, and we want to find the area. We want to find the h here. So we're going to find the area. H, and we're going to find the area in order to do that. So looking at this guy, what we can do is I'm going to do the same thing here as I took this 0.3 and I slid it in. Do you see I got 3/10 and I just slid that in. I got rid of all the other excess information because from here I'm able to determine that that is the area equals 3/10 times 4/10 gives us 12 hundredths. So our area is 12 hundredths. Now,
I'm going to get rid of this excess information that I already dealt with and just, so get rid of that. And I have just this h and this 0.5 or 5/10. And that's this thing right here. Well, we already know the area of this parallelogram is 12 hundredths. So we say area equals base times height. Our base in this case and our height, or our base in this case is on the side. But remember, that's because it has to make a 90-degree angle with the height. So you wouldn't want to use anything else. So our area is 12 hundredths equals the base, which is 0.5, times h. Divide by both sides by 0.5. And then we have h equals, I didn't write this down, sorry, 12 divided by 0.5 gives us 2400. Oh, because, yeah, 24 hundredths. Units, just units, because over here it was units squared because we were finding the area, but this time we were just finding the height. So hopefully drawing it the 3 different ways kind of helps you visualize that you have to find the area and then you can go back and work your way backwards. Let's try one more. All right, we've got this guy right here. We want to find the h in the parallelogram, this height right here. So the first thing that we can do is take this 12 and we're going to slide it down so that it makes a right angle with this guy right into here, right? So sliding it down, I'm going to totally mess up this beautiful drawing if I do that. So if we slide that down, we get our height of 12 times, so the area equals 12 times 7.5. And if we do that, we end up with 12 times 7.5 gives me 90. So our area equals 90 yards squared. All right, so now we know the area of this parallelogram. It is 90 yards squared. Area equals base times height. So 90 yards squared equals the base, which is 15 yards, times our height, which we don't know. So to get that h by itself, we're going to divide by 15 yards. And notice I left my units in here. This is always a good habit, especially if you're going to be in chemistry or you already are in chemistry or you're going to be in chemistry, because units become a big, fun pain in the butt. All right, divide by 15 yards, divide by 15 yards. So 90 divided by 15, let's take care of that. We end up with 6. Why did I not know that? 6. And then we have yards squared and we have yards. Remember your rules of exponents. Get rid of this 1 yard and that leaves you with just 1 yard upstairs. So we have 6 yards equals h. So kablam, you have just used, you found the area of the parallelogram and then worked backwards to find the height. Hopefully this helps and we'll see you next time.